And once your cells start to resonate and vibrate at a high enough level, you will attain supernormal capabilities, which you've already had all your life and are just allowed to come out now because you've given up so many impure things, ideas, notions, words, deeds in your life, and you start living an incredibly abundant and holistic and pure life, and your cells in your body are all cleaned out. So now that your vibration is very high. And there are people that have said they've seen other dimensions, they can see things with their third eye, and it's not uncommon for that to happen if you're at a high enough level. And the other dimensions is interesting because that can go and be explained through quantum physics as well. So it's not just on some kind of religious or spiritual path or anything like that. We're talking about real science here, but at a much higher level than most people are used to studying or understand how to study, because there are not many teachers of this. But I think in the next 100 years or so, or in this next lifetime here, this will be the dominant study in parallel in our universe. It's funny if you think back to a while ago where people said that their reputation is everything, how people regard you, trust you. And I think this is incredibly important, but I want to back up a minute and talk about how your energy is incredibly important, and that in the old days, or even, I guess people have forgotten about it a lot, maybe not in the churches so much, but they talk about the 7 deadly sins. My understanding is the deadly meant not like you're going to die or go to a bad place if you did those things, but that your energy would be so low, you wouldn't be able to fulfill your mission here on earth. And that, as I understand it, is a pretty big sin. And many people don't know their missions, and many people are doing their missions and don't know they're doing their missions, but that's really important. And if we can maintain our energy at a high level, we will get the information we need to sort of fulfill our missions on earth, or let's just say live our life in abundance and be able to know on an ethereal level, on an intuitive level, we will be able to live from the heart and the soul rather than the mind. Because when you live from the heart and the soul, you're connected to the universe. You're connected to the universal intelligence, if that's what you want to call it. That's fine. And if that's the case, you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. If you're really connected, then on any given day, in any given moment, everything you're doing is what you're supposed to be doing. You're not deviating. You can't do anything wrong. There's so much fear and anxiety in the society, and I think everybody second guesses himself, and that's what the movie Beyond the Secret, The Awakening talks about. That second guessing, that putting down yourself, all those negative thoughts, all that back talk, everything like that. Well, that all has to go. And this isn't the podcast to teach you how to do that, but there's a whole series that I can teach you how to do that. Also, I can refer you to the meditation that we practice that I don't teach. But I mean, I teach the exercises, but I don't teach the theory. That's all already written in the book, and it's right there for you to read. And it's not simple, but it's right there in black and white. Master Li Hongzhi has written that. And that's what I've garnered so much. A lot of what I'm talking about, I've garnered through that practice. It's almost as if the last few years I've come to realize that I'm on a need-to-know basis. And when I talk about a need-to-know basis, I'm talking about how I'm living my life, what I'm going to do every day when I wake up, what manifests in my life, who's coming in my life, who's calling me, all these things, everything about my life is orchestrated by the universal intelligence. It's no longer orchestrated by my small human brain. And I learned how to do this a long time ago, and it's been getting stronger every year. So we joke around and we say we're just on a need-to-know basis now. And we can just go out of the house literally and not really have money for food or not have any food or not know exactly where we're going. Obviously you have to know where approximately you're going that day. You have an idea, and you just show up, and 9 times out of 10, if I don't have breakfast, somebody will offer me breakfast. If I don't have lunch, somebody will give me food. And it's just an amazing thing, and it happens all the time. I'm just talking about food in general, but there's a lot of other things that happen as well. Money will come when you need it. And this has to do with the deep faith, okay? So whether you believe in God, universal intelligence, the Buddha, Sakyamuni, Jesus, I personally don't think it makes that much difference. I mean, you can't be worshiping the devil or a demon or something like that. That's never going to work. But if you just have faith in God and you really don't know who God is, I found that that's amazing. That's fine. You've reached a high level already. And how do we really know these different Buddhas and different spiritual figures? I mean, they have teachings, sure, but I guess whichever one resonates with you, that's fine. But have faith. Just have faith and have a good heart. That, I believe, is really important. Master Lee talks about that in Falun Dafa, that it's the heart is the only thing I look at. And Master Lee is so compassionate that even the spies that turn the Falun Dafa practitioners over to the authorities that then get tortured and sometimes organ harvested illegally, even they have a chance if they can change their ways and mend their ways. And obviously, they're at a very, very low level of resonance of cells, probably the lowest there is, and they can even change and turn it around. But you need to. What I do is I pray about it. I would pray, and I would ask for help. And I think that was one of the first things that I have ever done in my life that got me out of myself. And I didn't really believe at the time, but someone said, you just need to do that and your life will change. And you know what? My life changed, and it's still changing today. And I started that was 25 years ago. Every door started opening up, every path that I had no idea where it would lead, but I knew enough at that time to know, I started knowing about to live the life on a need-to-know basis. Because my path up until that point in time, from 15 to 30 years old, was pretty much death and destruction. So I needed a different way to live. So for me, it was kind of simple. It was black and white. Here's a black. Now I go to the white. Maybe others, it's not so easy to understand. But I had to change, or else I might not be here on the earth anymore. I probably wouldn't be. So I've been blessed. I say that I've been blessed over 1 billion times. Every day I realize that. And I think that gratitude and that faith from the heart is the most important thing you can have. And that will make your energy in itself resonate at a very high level. But there's a lot of tests to pass. There's tribulations. There's the 7 deadly sins. There's a lot of things that we need to pass. And so we can master those attachments and get rid of them.